What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Niner Sickness, with the Niner Sickness podcast on a Monday night. Let's talk some football. Let's have some fun. I got my boys on standby, ready to join me. We got E-Man and we got Florida Mike. We're going to have a great show. There's a lot of things to talk about. We have a victory. It's Victory Monday. So that within itself is exciting. We beat the same old sorry-ass Rams. With no further ado, let me bring in my boy, Eric. Let me bring Eric in. Give me a second real quick. Where's Eric at? Eric, how you doing, sir?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
And let me bring in my boy, Florida Mike. What's up, Florida Mike?
Yo, what's good, man? You see it right here. Florida Mike, man. You got to see it. FL Mike.
There you go. Florida Mike himself.
I'm repping the Debo jersey.
Representing that Florida Mike. I got to do it again. Courtesy of my co-host, from the California area, man. I appreciate it. They hooked me up with this, so I had to wear it on the show. Florida Mike, let's get it.
That's right. I got my Debo jersey on it as well.
Sir.
Well. So man, we got we got to win, man. That's exciting.
It is.
Especially
You can definitely feel the difference. You can feel the difference in this room when it's a victory, regardless of what our record is. When it feels good to win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And real quick before we get started, I just want to give everybody a little bit of insight. How's it? I just want to acknowledge everybody first. Let's see who's all here. Everybody's already popping. What's up, David Hernandez? What's up, Joseph Galvin, Nico, Danny, Don? How you doing? The girls, how you guys doing tonight? Bon, Brent is in the house. Christopher, Lobos. What's going on, brother? We got Vision in the house. We got Daniel Cantu. What's up? We got Lucky. What's up, Lucky? Francisco Lopez. What's going on, brother? Javier Rios under his name today. Appreciate that, bro. I don't have to call you your wife's name. I like that. And the one and only Mr. Dotson. Oh, look at that. What's up, Tom? Welcome, everyone. How's everybody doing? It's Victory Monday. Victory Monday. It's always fun to talk football on a win, especially when you beat a divisional game and you beat the Rams. What's up, Cypress? What's up, Christian? What's up, Chemo? Eddie Woods, what's going on? People are popping in, man. They're flooding the gates in here. I love it. Before we get started, I just want to give you guys a little bit of my background look a little bit, kind of show you guys my little setup. Kind of give you a little background of the Niner Sickness podcast. Got everything going on. So I'll give you a little preview. We got our boy Nathaniel, the Boston hater himself, in the comments. We got a full house tonight. Most definitely got a full house. It is going to be fun. It is going to be fun tonight. Gentlemen, are you ready to talk some Niner football?
Man, we was already ready. You already know. A big shout out to the fans, man. Much love to all the fans tuning in, man, to everybody. Big shout out to everybody in Florida representing that Bang Bang Niner game. And big shout out to all my German Niner Empire family. I stay representing the homeland. I don't know if you can see the wristband, but it's Deutschland.
Right on. I just want to acknowledge one of our special guests today viewing, one of my good friends, Tony Montoy. Tony Montoy Jr., what's up, brother? Much love and respect. Faithful Niner fan. Was my neighbor, but he's always a good friend of mine. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for stopping into the show. Everybody that's stopping in, let's see here. Tom, just want to make sure I don't miss anybody on here. Nathaniel is on here. He's quarantined, but he's hanging out with us. We appreciate him. We got Christian visiting us as well. What's up, brother? Say hi to your dad for me. We got what else? Who else do we have here? What's up, Julian? Nico, what's going on? Joe Garcia, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man.
Kinlaw did ball out. Kinlaw balled out for sure.
And then
I don't know about Mullins, but
we don't know who this guy is right here, but he likes to hang out with us. We try to lose him in every corner, but every time we turn around, he's right there.
Hey,
that
man.
looks like George Kittle.
Hey, I just wanted to say I appreciate all the haters and critics that for the second time that we played this team called the Lambs, Silence of the Lambs happened again. They picked against us. They said that we're not going to win. We didn't have Garoppolo, and we still won with our backup. Let me say it like this: Nick Mullins, for the first half of that game, for sure, outperformed the starter for the LA Lambs. I mean, call it what you want. But it was amazing to see an undrafted backup outperform Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I'm going to give credit where credit is due. And the credit goes to our secondary. They have played their hearts out. It don't matter who's been starting. It could be, with Sherman when he was out, Mosley and Verrett stepped up, and then, the long trifecta there. It just seems like it doesn't matter who's in our secondary. Our players seem to play better and rise to the challenge, even without our premier pass rushers. And going into this game again, the Rams have very good receivers, and the fact that we contained Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods,
yes, sir,
and kind of kept them in check. I mean, that says a lot. So kudos to the defense and Javon Kinlaw, of course, on continuing to be a force to be reckoned with. I promise you that in time, we won't even be talking about DeForest Buckner as a 49er. It will just be Javon Kinlaw.
Who?
That is exactly.
And
Mike Jones.
real quick, bro. I'll give it right back to you, real quick, Eric. I just want to acknowledge our family in Boise, Idaho. The Boise, Idaho chapter, 49er Niner Empire, Boise, Idaho chapter. I just want to show you guys some love from the Niner Sickness podcast. We appreciate you guys repping the Niners all the way from Boise, Idaho, representing. We appreciate you, man. We got family all over the place. We are not just local, man. We are everywhere. So I just wanted to acknowledge Francisco Lopez and the Niner Empire Boise, Idaho chapter. Welcome to the Niner Sickness podcast. Go ahead, Eric. I just wanted to give a shout out real quick.
My condolences go out to Dawn. She said that her husband lost his uncle Friday from COVID. Just prayers and thoughts go out to you and your family.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Whether people, sorry.
No, go ahead. You were talking first. Go for it.
Whether people like to admit it or not, COVID is a real thing, and it's not something that should be taken lightly. In some cases, it can be more severe than others, and people should really awake to that.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, yeah, it's people that haven't really dealt with it in a personal level kind of tends to find it a little bit difficult believing it is real. But, yeah, just because somebody doesn't think it's real doesn't mean it's not real, man. But in behalf of the whole Niner Sickness podcast and Niner Sickness, Don, my condolences to you, to your husband, for losing his uncle. Like I said, I said this before, and I say it every time we have our show, that we are not just a podcast. We are family-based podcast. So when one of us is hurting, we all are hurting, man. We are family here, Red and Gold family. So
Absolutely.
My condolences to you, to your husband, and for the loss of his uncle, man. Prayers and love. Everyone on the chat, in the comments, send positive vibes, send your prayers towards Don's husband for the loss of his uncle. My heart is broken, but we'll continue to go on with our show. But our heart is definitely heavy and broken tonight. Um,
Let's
so,
see.
so what was one of the things that you guys enjoyed? I'm going to start with Mike, and then I'll give it to you, Eric. What was one of the things? Matter of fact, I'm going to ask Mike a question now. I'll ask you a different question. That way, you don't get the same response. Mike, what was your best? I don't know if you've seen the game or highlights, but what did you take out of yesterday's game that you enjoyed?
I saw the game, and big shout out to Christopher Rivera, man, representing the 407 Orlando, Florida. I see my boy popped in. I had to shout him out real quick. Old Town in the house. So I tell you, man, it was a complete team effort. That's what I love about it. I remember Jimmy Ward balling out, man. Playing all over the field, making some plays. Ken Law doing his thing. Fred Warner, man. I mean, what else can you say? This guy is just the beast out there. He's definitely there. And Richard Sherman, you know what I mean? He's doing his thing. And offensively, man, you know what? I know Nick Mullins is getting a lot of like flack about not being good enough to win on offense or lead this offense. But let me say this, man. Nick Mullins is an undrafted undrafted player that we got. And the expectations of him should not be so high to do what a drafted quarterback did. Like if this is Beathard playing, I could be like, okay, but hey, look, man, this dude is going out there competing, and at the end of the day, I respect the fact that he's trying the hardest he can with the ability he has. You know what I mean? Like he could easily give up. He could easily throw his head down, like after that play with Jordan Reed. But he's coming out there and he's trying to do his thing. So this is a complete team effort. And let's not overlook the coaches. Robert Saleh has gotten, even on this show, Robert Saleh has gotten criticism. But Robert Saleh has actually, to me, this year, he's done a very good job to adjust to having all these injuries and overall having that defense ready to play. So kudos to our coaching staff too, man. Like everybody has done well on this game yesterday. Let's see if we can keep that up, especially if we have our healthy players.
Yeah, hey, real quick, guys. I don't know if it's Mike or Eric, but if you're listening to the show, turn it down, bro. There's feedback coming back up. So if one of you guys are listening to yourselves, please turn it down. Appreciate it.
I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but I can hear the feedback. So if you guys but I appreciate it. So yeah, man, definitely, Mike. Definitely, it was fun to watch. It was fun to see the Niners do to what our defense. Eric mentioned it earlier, and I thought it was a good point that our secondary. I mean, Richard Sherman came out first game from being injured since week 1 actually, and just balled. Whether he was in the right spot or not for that interception, whether he earned it or not, he caught it and he gave the ball to us all, even though we gave it right back. But still, I like what he did. He made an impression right off the bat. So did Debo right off the bat. Our offense is completely different when Debo and Raheem Mostert is in there, man. Big difference. We definitely miss Jimmy, as you can tell. But
Absolutely.
Jared Goff, man, that dude is overrated. He has goofy, yeah, he has his up and downs, but to have a worse, although they gave Mullins 258 yards, but I think like what 65 of those yards were dink and dunks to Debo. They gave it as yards, but they were really runs from Debo. So he probably, I think Mullins had probably about 180 yards on the air. I think a lot of those extra yards were given by Debo, but just wanted to point that out. But Eric, your thoughts on the performance of Debo Samuel, brother?
His ethic speaks for itself. He has the natural ability to, I mean, not just make people miss, but just his physicality and effort is definitely something. The only other player that comes even close to his physicality is George Kittle when it comes to that offense. And it opens up the running lanes when we have Debo because of his quickness and being able to come around the edges and do the jet sweeps and I mean I've seen even a time at one point this year where he was lined up in the backfield. It was one, yeah, it may have been one snap, but you can't really game plan for that kind of game plan. You can't when you have that uh, caliber of a football player out there on the field, and we're only going to get better, guys. That's I don't. I know everybody wanted to throw the season away, but we're only going to get better. We're going to get our players back, um, and people want to write us off next week, but we still have a chance. We got our running game back. We got Raheem Mostert, we got Jeff Wilson. Wasn't too happy with the fumbles, but I mean, uh, the Jeff one I was more disappointed. I think Raheem was just more of a superstar kind of tackle by Donald. I mean, he just was wrecking havoc on our offensive line, and that's what good players do. So you can't expect to shut down the best defensive tackle in the NFL twice.
Yeah, definitely. Real quick, my boy Alan Salas is in the house. He's a big Rams fan. He's not a troll. He's not a troll. He's a Rams fan. That's not our fault, but he's not a troll. He's making a statement, and I want to, one of the things about the Niner Sickness podcast, we keep it 100% real. We're not going to sit there and just give you a bunch of BS. His statement, as you guys can read it yourself, says that was a bad overall game for the Rams. Credit to the Niners. Rams had no excuse for that loss. Uh, was it really that the Rams played that bad themselves and shot themselves in the foot? Or was it that our defense and Robert Sala really game planned and executed very well defensively? Mike, and then we'll answer the same question for Eric.
And real quick, man, I forgot, I'm gonna apologize. My brother Christopher Vera tuning in. It's his birthday, so I had to give him a shout out for his birthday.
Oh,
I
happy
didn't
birthday,
say
brother.
that initially. I started getting so excited about beating the Rams and started talking. So I wanted to give my brother from the 407 huge shout out, man. Happy birthday, man. We're gonna get up soon too, bro. Um, so yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. Once, is once, but twice is nice. We beat the Rams twice, and the second time without Garoppolo and George Kittle. So you know what I mean? It's I don't think it was them playing bad. I think it was us just playing good and executing. I mean, we beat them twice, and we did it with a couple backups in key positions. So you know, um, I mean, as a football fan, taking away the fandom of my team or the disdain that I have for another team, I think San Francisco just played a great game and executed. To be fair and honest.
And what was the question again? I'm sorry.
They said,
As
did
far
the
as
Rams play that bad, or did the Niners just play so damn good that we was just red and gold till we dead and cold?
um, I'm kind of both ways on that. I mean, there was certain things that the Rams did. I wouldn't say necessarily offensively because they made great adjustments on defense as the game went into the second half. The things that were working for us, we didn't have that outside edge. They were getting inside pressure instead of forcing things, instead of being able to go on the outside and pick up yards that way. We were forced inside where Donald was able to end drives and cause turnovers, and it was a bad it was going to get ugly really fast. But thankfully we were able to get a stop and get the ball back and go down and get in field goal range to end that game. So um, I think going forward though, I think the light gets brighter. I think we got our running game back now. So key things we need to be able to improve on is our inside running. yeah, we like to set the tone outside, but we have to be able to run through the gaps a little bit better. Set up that play action, and our pass will get there even with, yeah, I'll say the word scrub, like Nick Mullins.
You know what's ironic to me too? Like, how the heck do we beat the Rams and then they turn around and beat Seattle, and then we turn around and struggle with Seattle a lot more? It's just crazy, like matchups. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but it's like the Rams seem to have Seattle's number, but we have the Rams number. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's a trend,
I don't
man.
understand it either.
Yeah, it's a trend with the NFC West. I mean the NFC West. Yeah. It seems like the Rams have Pete Carroll's number, and we have the Rams number, McVay's number, and the Cardinals has, when they get lucky, they have everybody's number, and it's just back and forth. But that's what you normally have, though, in a rivalry division. Somebody always has somebody's always a bully, and the other person always gets bullied. I mean, we have beaten the Rams 4 straight times, guys. So it's been 4 games that we beat the Rams, and yesterday's game we did it without our starting quarterback. We did it with a scrub of a backup, which had a better outing than their starting quarterback. But I just want to say a special thanks to Ramsey for being off, for going off and giving us the extra 5 yards offsides and allowing Robbie Gould to have 5 yards less to kick in that winning field goal. So, Ramsey, thank you for supporting. I know you're a really Niner fan in heart, so we appreciate that, man. But I love saying this. The title says it within itself. Same old sorry ass
Rams.
Yep. But they're a good team. They're
the
a
thing
good team.
is even with as great as we played, we still lost players. We still haven't had a game where we haven't lost a player. We lost Jamar Taylor for the season with a torn ACL. Alex Barrett, he's out. And Ken Webster had a hamstring injury. But we're scheduled to actually have 10 people come back within the next 2 weeks. So that's good news. The one that I don't really expect to come back is D Ford. I don't see him playing this year, unfortunately.
Yeah. He's a whole different story. But real quick, I've been seeing a lot of this in the comments. I just wanted to address it real quick as we proceed on. The Niners' new home temporarily going forward as we have this show will be the Arizona Cardinals. I forgot what the name of their stadium is, but we're going to be have our first Monday night game against the Buffalo Bills. It will be in Arizona. The game against the Washington football team will be in Arizona. So for those that didn't know that, that's where the Niners will be hosting their home games for now. I don't know going forward. We have how many home games do we have? 3 more?
Or you talking about in San Francisco or Santa Clara?
No more games or practices in Santa Clara.
Well, I've heard that we don't have any more in Santa Clara at all.
It was shut down by the city.
So everything's going to be in Arizona.
Yep. I don't know if the practice are going to be in Arizona. I think the practice might be like in San Jose or somewhere, but the game will definitely be in Arizona. Nathaniel said he wanted to have a SoFi stadium where we beat the Rams, but it's hard for us to play there because the Chargers and the Rams share that stadium, and where's there time for us to fit in there? So I think that's why they went with Arizona.
It'll be hard for us to have a game in the Rams too because that's already automatically 2 home games. The extra that we have, the extra home game that we have just because LA Rams Stadium is Santa Clara South by default. So I understand that. So moving us to Arizona seems more fitting.
And just to your point, real quick, just when people don't
little jab at you Rams fans.
Yeah, just when people think that we don't own the Rams in LA, who gave? Now this is something that's going to go in history. Who gave the Rams their first loss in their stadium? We did. And that'll forever be in history, man. Rams going to have to live with that for the rest of their history. Niners gave them the first loss in their stadium. So I love that within itself.
Didn't we beat them like 17 times straight back in the day?
Oh yeah. That's when the phrase came. That's when that phrase came out by Stubblefield.
Yeah.
Same old sorry ass Rams because we had beaten them 17 times consecutively.
I mean, goodness.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, last year, looking at when fans were actually able to go into the stadiums, I seen a lot of red and gold. Actually, I think I seen more red and gold than I seen any other team. So our away games are actually home games if you think about it. And as the season goes on, we should be getting Jimmy back, and hopefully we get him back to where we have a chance to make a run at this. I think if we do get enough weapons back, and then we can do this. Honestly, I mean, look at even last year we were beat up, not as beat up, but we were still beat up, and we went to the Super Bowl. So I'm not counting anything out.
Yep, absolutely. Real quick, David Hernandez, do us a favor, tune in on Friday show, and we will definitely give a breakdown and a preview of the Niners and Buffalo Bills game. That'll be on our Friday show. Right now, we were discussing the defeat of the Rams, but definitely on Friday at 7 p.m., David Hernandez and everyone watching, tune in as we will be doing and discussing the preview of the Buffalo Bills. But tonight, we're going to just celebrate the dub against the Rams.
I seen Nate comment about going to a Rams game last year. Which Rams game did you go to? If you care to elaborate on that for me.
I'm sure it's the one in LA.
Mike, really?
This guy.
Hey, you asked the question, so there's your answer.
Thank you for clarifying that out. I was lost until you mentioned that.
Well, hey, I didn't keep up with which one was at home and which one was away in the season. I know that we had so shut up.
Yeah, he even said the same thing I said. The one in Los Angeles. There you go.
Yeah, Eric, bro, you gotta stop, bro.
Oh,
You're trying too hard.
Look, I'm tired. Leave me alone. I ran right into that.
Yeah, you did. Face first.
Put my foot in my mouth.
The one in Los Angeles, exactly.
Oh man.
Which game did he go to?
I couldn't remember which game was the Los Angeles game last year. Give me a break.
But to be fair, we do play the LA Rams twice. Maybe he thought Santa Clara.
Yeah.
Well, it felt like a home game. That's why I said which one.
I mean, I'm not arguing with you. I agree. It is an extra home game. That's why I said we're the only team in the league that gets an extra home game.
Yes, sir.
So,
man,
I'm sure the Rams agree with that. That is our home down there. They know. They know what's up.
They may not care to agree or admit it, but they know that we own that stadium. That's where we got our first. They can't beat us in that stadium, so and they're not going to find out until next year, bro. So all I can say is the Rams cannot beat us in their home stadium. So who owns that stadium? We do.
Yeah, man.
It is in LA.
When is Garoppolo expected to come back?
The window for him is not this week, but next week.
Yeah. Now, is he? That's the thing. Is he coming back as fully healthy, or is he coming back semi-health, and then we're gonna go through the same thing? You know what I mean?
When I say the window opens up, it's more or less like him coming off an IR and going to practice. So there's a possibility, depending on he's. When you say if he's 100% healthy or not, the only way that he's going to know that if it is by taking those reps and seeing if it gets sore or not, more or less. I highly doubt that he'll be 100%. until next year with a sprain. It can tend to linger around.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to rush him back, man, because when we saw we did that, it just didn't look good. Some of those games, so they had to take him out, and I mean, I'd rather just go with a healthier quarterback. I mean, I get an injured Garoppolo is probably better than a healthy Mullins, but an injured Garoppolo expectations are higher, and if he doesn't meet that and struggles and possibly risk getting hurt for more, I don't want to do that to our guys. So, let him rest up, man. Let him get healthy. We should just go out there and try to win.
He should just get a fold out chair and just sit and hike the ball and throw it that way, throw it off his ass. Versus, I think that would probably be even more effective than what I've seen from Nick as far as throwing it past 5 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Alan confirmed what you were saying about the Niners being deep in the Coliseum from last season, and when the Niners fans was there.
Well, even with the Saints game last year, because my brother went to that game and there was a lot of red and gold there.
Right. Absolutely.
Niners travel very, very well.
What's cooking with the fans, man? We want to make them, engage. I see the comments are scrolling fast. What's going on in the fans, man? Just checking in with them.
They're popping. They're definitely popping.
I saw. Yeah, I saw a question about the show for the Monday night game. So we actually kind of discussed that. We're thinking we're going to come on Sunday as opposed to Tuesday. There goes the question. So for everybody wondering, we do have a Monday night game coming up against a team that lose 4 straight, right? That's who we're playing, that team? The real New York team?
Yes.
The one that lost 4 only straight. New York.
And the only those that know what we're talking about know. Old school.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't know what Bill stands for, it stands for Boy I Love Losing Super Bowls. So yeah, I'll be taking shots at everybody. I don't care.
Eric just
go ahead, man. Get a 30-second pause, man. Let that marinate on your head.
Breathe.
I don't know if the fans caught that, but if you missed it, the Bills and the Florida Mike said it. Put it on Florida Mike. Bills fans, you don't like it? Come holler at me. Your team is an acronym for Boy I Love Losing Super Bowls. You lost 4 straight. That's history in the making. I don't know no sports team that lost 4 championships in a row.
Yeah.
So,
man.
Yeah, I said it. Plus, I ain't like you when I played John Madden back in the day in Sega anyway, because that's who I played back in the days. Used to beat them all the time when my boys are Bills fans. So I don't like Buffalo. I only like Buffalo sauce for next week. So anyway, man, I don't even know what I was talking about. I done lost my train of thought. I done dissed these Bills so hard. But yeah, I really do think the show. What we're gonna do is we're thinking about coming up on Sunday as opposed to Tuesday.
Yes.
So for everybody asking, I think it was Christian Carver. Great question, Christian. We're gonna do Sunday. Normally we do the show Monday and Friday, but because we have a Monday night game, we're going to do the show on Sunday, the day prior. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for that.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. But I'm excited about this win. It is one win, but it's a win, and we needed it. You helped me understand too. We're like what 5 or 6, right?
Oh, hold on. I gotta tell my dad that I'm talking to my friends. Thank you. Close the door.
I got you. Yeah, so no problem. So we're 5 or 6, right? And I think that because we're 5 and 6, we're still in a position to be a wild card, obviously. So how many losses do we have to be ineligible for the playoffs? I mean, is that dictated by what happens around the league? Because I've seen years where because they have this new playoff format now. So this is why I'm asking. Because prior to that, I've seen years where the Giants were like 8-8 or something like that, or I forgot what their record was. They might have had I can't remember what the record was, but they went to the Super Bowl and won, I believe, one of those years. They had like close to 500, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
I think
with this new playoff format, what are we looking at?
we're looking at 9-7 to make it,
Okay,
and that's just realistic.
So we basically got one more game that we can lose, and then we got to win out.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But even with 9-7, if we lose to the Dallas Cowboys, then we deserve to lose.
We're not losing to that team, bro. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't like them. As simple as that. The Cowgirls, you know, we look. We're the one team that stumped on their star. I don't know of any team doing that. We went into their house and we stomped on their star twice, and we won. This is why I love being a San Francisco 49. We set trends, we don't follow. You know what I mean? Like a Niner, when they call us not an empire, and every other team has the name nation. That's why we're an empire. We got no borders. A nation has borders. You can't hold us back, baby. We go wherever and do whatever we want to do. We come into Dallas, we stomp on the star. Florida might call the Bills, boy, I love losing Super Bowls. We do what we want to do. That's how we roll. And I can't wait. So we're gonna beat Dallas because I said so. You know that's my most hated team. Anybody ain't know I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy hater.
Just like you're Mexican, you can't build a wall.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying nothing. That was you're Mexican. That's you. I'm not saying anything like that. I no English, baby.
No hablo inglés.
No hablo English.
But I will cut your grass.
Hey man, you're Mexican. I'm just gonna leave that with you, my friend. I got respect for my Mexican brothers.
friends
I ain't saying that.
I keep it real. The only white man here is Eric. So everybody show your hate to him.
That's even questionable.
Stop.
No, Eric, hey, man, listen. The Niners Taking This podcast, we're a bunch of goofballs, man. We don't see color whatsoever, man. That's we just see personality, not color. And we love to have
the
fun.
The only color on this show is
red and gold, baby.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only color that's on this show. I mean, color on the show. So, yeah, man. So I'm excited though, man. Like I said, sticking to the topic of the Rams, you know, there's a couple of things that stood out to me too that I don't know, man. I noticed when I was watching the game, and I hate to harp on one play, but I wonder what the chemistry is like between Jordan Reed and Nick Mullins, because when he overthrew him, Jordan Reed like acted out for a minute. Like it was almost like he had a build up of like games or some series before that, and then he was just like, "Man, you suck." Like it just looked like when they went to the bench, he didn't acknowledge him or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
He actually threw his helmet.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he missed
that. He threw his helmet. He was mad.
Yeah. When did we speaking of that team in Texas, because there's only one team in Texas to me, but the other team over there, you said they were playing, right? What week do we play them?
Play them right after the football team.
Okay, so it'll be a few more weeks from now.
3 weeks.
All right. If I'm available in town, because I know I'm going out of town around that time, but if I'm available, I will post myself in a Dallas Cowboy bar with my Niner gear on, like I did the Giants. Like, if y'all don't know, I'm on Facebook. I was in a Giants bar. I got proof. I ran in there with just me and two Niner fans, and I went in a pit full of Giants, and I slayed them like David did. All right? I'm going to go into the Cowboys and do the same thing. No fear. I'm a Niner fan. One of me is bigger than every Cowboy fan. So if you are a 49er fan, you ought to be proud of yourself. You got to feel stupendous. You got to feel ecstatic. We're the only city in the league that's symbolically named after heaven itself, the Golden Gate, baby. Come on, it don't get no greater than that. 5-time champs. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it feel good to be this red and gold, man. Yeah, every Niner fan look good. Woo.
That's right, baby.
We even got Ric Flair representing the Niners when we played them Panthers in the playoffs a while back. Y'all remember that? And Ric Flair's from North Carolina.
Woo!
And the Nature Boy was giving us some
right.
love of 49ers. I don't know if y'all remember that, but go ahead, YouTube it if you don't believe it. You can fact check me. Check out Ric Flair, San Francisco. You'll see it.
Half of the WWE wrestlers are big Niner fans, man. Compared to
everybody's a Niner fan, damn it. You know what I always say? If you bleed red and pee gold, you already born a Niner fan.
That's right.
You know what's the matter with these people, man? Go ahead, E, man. You was talking. I ain't want to be rude. I got to let my Niner brother speak. Go ahead, brother.
Well, no, I was going to say, if you roll through Dallas, let me know, because Dallas ain't too far from me.
Man, look, I'm going to tell you a true story, bro.
Or whatever.
Man, I hate to say this, bro. I would love to link up with you in Louisiana, but I'm going to tell you a true story. I had a family reunion. I've been going to all my dad's family reunions pretty much my whole life. I never really missed one. We had a reunion in Dallas, and that was the first one I missed. All because part of the events was they're going into the Cowboys Stadium on a tour. When I heard, I was down to see downtown Dallas, learn about JFK, the assassination, the history, and that tragic event that unfolded back then. But once I heard about the Dallas Cowboys Stadium being an itinerary, I refused to go. I will never step foot in that stadium unless the Niners are playing in that stadium. And I broke my streak of my family reunions, all because it was in Dallas. Because I hate the Cowboys that much. I told my family I'm not going to see you. I can't stand the Cowboys. I don't like that team. Hey, I'm a Cowboy hater, bro. I don't like Dallas. I can't stand it. I'll make it known I don't like Dallas. I can care less. When T.O. stumped on the star, that was like the greatest epiphany for me. I felt it. I was with T.O. in spirit.
He stepped right through his shoe and turned into a Cowboy.
That's okay. But he started stepping on the Dallas Star, and I love it.
T.O.
But I'm not going to make this show about that team because we're talking about us beating the Rams, and we're going to talk about our victory. So forget Dallas, a bunch of bums.
Yeah, they're bums. See what you started there, Mike? Boy, I love to lose Super Bowls. Look at the comment.
Yeah, boy, I love losing Super Bowls. That's the Bills' name. Tell them I said it. Yep. Check in with Florida Mike. I did give you a little props, though. I did tell you that you was a real New York team, so you should be happy. You're lucky I said that because I got some other stuff I'm keeping the PG-13 that I really feel about every NFL team outside of mine. So, you know what I mean? But it's all good. I got something for every NFL team. So every week we play, I'm taking shots at everybody. That's Florida Mike style.
Yep. And just kind of a friendly reminder, the last time we played in AT&T Stadium in Dallas, there was more red and gold than there was silver and blue representing. So we own that stadium as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Don't mess with Texas, man. Don't mess with San Francisco. Get it right.
Yeah. Texas, yeah. Bunch of the real Texas teams are the Texans over there, not even the Cowboys.
I agree.
Yeah, and you can never find the owner. He's too busy to strip joints giving out dollars.
I agree.
For Francisco Lopez says, yes, Florida Mike, you missed out on that. That's why T.O. is not a Niner anymore. I don't think that's the reason why he's not a Niner.
I think he just got old.
Oh.
No, he didn't. Yeah, he just moved on. He got old. Well, that's what happens whenever the players get old. They go to LA and play in LA. So all old players, but yeah, T.O. I love that when he went the star and stepped on the star, and then Emmitt Smith got his butt hurt and tried to push him, and then he got mad. He did it, and I guess when you knew that Owens was going to do it again, man, you could just sense it. That's when their safety came and hit him. At that point, he didn't even care. It is a shame though that he had to go and play for them for a couple of seasons. So
that's a shame for Dallas to me. Like,
true that,
I know T.O. played for that team, but if you're a Dallas so-called America's team, whatever that means, if you're a Dallas Cowboy delusional fan, you have no pride signing a player that stumped on disrespected your star twice and then beat you. So the fact that you took a former Niner player to do that says more about your team than it does mine. So, to me, I don't care. I don't like Dallas, but the fact that he stumped on the star and made history, that supersedes him playing with Dallas to me. Nobody's ever done that. So
real quick to Triple Jones. Good night. Thank you for being part of the Niner Sickness podcast. Love having you here. Appreciate let it not be your last time. Welcome back, brother. Have a blessed night, and you take care as well with all the COVID-19 is going on, brother. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. What's up, Shauna?
Yeah,
How you doing, girl?
and
Welcome to the Niner Sickness
I'm
podcast.
sorry to hear about your brother.
Yeah, Chip Fu announced that they lost their brother, I believe, to COVID. So our condolences.
Oh, I didn't read that part. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just saw it right when it flashed out too. Yeah, you
Oh,
know
let me
what?
put it back on. Sorry about that. I did not see that part. It was right in between.
Yeah, I just lost my older brother, so our condolences from the show, and that goes to everybody. Um, if you've been affected by COVID and you know somebody has been affected, like we said on the show, we take it very seriously, and we definitely ask everybody to be as safe as possible. Hopefully, this thing can get under control. As many of you know, I was supposed to come to San Francisco this year. We were actually going to go and do a live for the 49ers and the Packers game, but COVID prohibited that. So I was going to get up with my bros, and all of us was going to bring the show to you guys from Santa Clara. That was the plan. But man, well, I guess we'll have to wait till hopefully when this COVID is done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll get our opportunity most definitely. But it would have been definitely would have been nice to hook up this year, man. But you know what? We're doing
Absolutely.
the second best thing is doing our Niner Sickness podcast with us with all the viewers. It's not the same thing as being in person, but it is what it is. Hopefully next year we'll get the opportunity to meet in person and get to know my brothers, man. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, once again, bro, I did not read that part, so I please forgive me. I didn't mean to dismiss that. Didn't read thoroughly. So my apologies and my condolences. Shauna, hello. Nathaniel, let's see here. Um, Alan says, I haven't been to SoFi Stadium yet. So, yeah, you guys don't have no fans. You know what? It's kind of sad, not in a bad way, but for the Raider fans and Rams fans to have a brand new stadium open up and not able to really enjoy their stadium for the first year because of COVID-19. So, as much as I dislike the Raiders and Rams, I do feel bad for their fan base, but I'm over it.
yeah.
Don't feel too
So
bad.
real quick, we both answered what we liked about this game, and I kind of want to get your input, Beto, on some of the things that you like from this Ram game and what you see going forward, coming into the next week. Um, what improvements we can make going forward, or whatnot.
I like when they brought in not Marcel Harris. What's the other guy's name? Um, the one they brought in for Tart. Not Mar-
Trevor,
Travis Moore. When they
more.
brought him and they moved
Yeah.
Ward, man, that's the best thing I think they could have done. And I just love the way uh, Ward played yesterday. He was all over the place. He was making games. I love our secondary. I love that Sherman is back. He just commends the defense. He just elevates the defensive lineman. He elevates the linebackers. He's that leader right now. Warner is definitely stepping in the right direction to become that leader. But right now, Sherman is that leader, and you can just see the vibe that kicked in. Him being back there, the way the defense was flying all over the place. But just seeing Sherm and Jason Verrett out there doing their thing excited me, and I want to continue to see those two guys to continue play corner and defend. I think they're going to be a great tandem, and I'm looking forward to see Debo and Ayuk do the same thing on the offensive side. But if you ask me what I liked, I was definitely like the how Jimmy Ward played yesterday. I thought he played. I thought he was phenomenal in what he did. He caught. I think he caused a fumble, didn't he? I mean, he was. I
Yeah,
mean, he
he
was.
did.
Yeah, he was. He was doing his thing out there, man, yesterday. So
He did. He did.
very proud of him, man. I know that a lot of people don't like him and what it is, but the guy is. When he's out there, he plays it with his heart out. So I like our secondary. And real quick, I just want to give big props to our big boy, Javon Kinlaw, for getting his first. Listen, it is not easy for a defensive tackle. Maybe defensive ends, but defensive tackle to get the ball and run it in for a touchdown, you just don't hear it very often, man. A bunch of defensive tackles go years in playing and never get the opportunity to run it in for a touchdown. So, big props to Javon Kinlaw. Like Christian Carver said earlier today, I agree with him. As a Gamecock, it's nice to see those two guys step up and represent their college and playing great yesterday, man. I love it.
Hey, let me ask your friend this, Beto, the Rams fan too, since he's in here, and this goes for everybody. Since we're all NFC West here, do you think that our division is as tough as it was last year? You know, granted, the Niners are not at our best because if we were at our best, that would factor in, right? But we have to go with what we have. So, considering our division, because these other teams are healthy, do you think that overall, in our division, is it better this year or was it better last year?
You know what, Nate? You better stop. I'm writing things that I
And
don't even know I'm
and
writing.
and and, and Beto, your Rams friend, please tell him to feel free to chime in on this because he's a Rams fan, and I'd love to know his take on it as well. Because the Cardinals, apparently are an improved team this year. So, that's why I'm asking, what do you think about the quality of our division? Because, I mean, hey, if we got to win out and our division looks a little less, or does it look a little harder this year?
Yeah, he'll respond. He's Alan. That question was supposed to you. He's a pretty cool dude. He'll respond and give you his
No,
opinion on
I
that.
see him. I
He
see him.
he said he responded.
Did he already? Where is it?
Now, Alan says the NFC West is better this year collectively. Now, our brother Nate says it was much better last year, not even close. And we got a few people saying the NFC looks easier. The NFC West looks easier this year. So that's why I pose that question because it's interesting. A Rams fan is saying, "Hey, it looks harder this year," but a lot of Niner fans are saying it looked harder last year. So it's
Yeah,
just interesting to see
Oh
how we
yeah,
view it.
definitely.
yeah. I mean, who?
Well, look at the teams we've had to play this year. Sorry to cut you off, Beto.
Sorry, go ahead.
The teams that we've had to play are in the AFC East, the NFC East, and I mean, just looking at those teams alone, there's not really that much teams that are impressive. Yes, we've lost to the Eagles but I mean, even even the light can shine on Ray Charles every once in a while. It's far.
That's wrong.
Well, I was speaking
But
strictly for our division though, not the whole schedule, just strictly our division.
Well, that's what he was referring to.
well, I
But
mean,
he's referring to
I
the
mean,
people that we played in. He was talking about the teams that our division played. Who
it was
haven't
more
really played.
impressive of what we've done, what happened last year with the way with the scheduling. Like I think the NFC West had a harder schedule last year to go through than they did this year. I mean, just look at the stretch that we had to go through last year. We had the toughest stretch in NFL history last year.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
played the Saints, we had the Ravens, we had the Packers, we had all them like in a row last year.
We went
yeah,
five. What was it? 5-1 in that stretch. We lost against the Ravens, which
Baltimore.
we were in well control of being able to win that game.
absolutely.
Yeah. Came down last. Yeah.
Real quick, I just want Dawn is she's going to go. She's leaving the show. She's going to put her kids to sleep. Dawn, thank you for being part of the show tonight. Again, our hearts are with your husband and the loss of his uncle, man. Uh, tell the young ones that I said hello and in behalf of the Niner Sickness. Have a blessed night, and we'll see you on our next show. But yeah, I think this definitely last year was a harder. We played tougher teams than we did this year. This year we didn't even play a really good Saints game. I mean, the Saints were not that good, even though they beat us just because we were just all with all the injuries we had. But if Jimmy would have been playing that day, we would have won that Saints game easily as well. So I think last year was tougher than this year overall, in my opinion.
And that was offensively, that was a different type of game. Like it was just so much scoring going on in that game, and this game, Drew went down early, and we just pretty much had to manage with what we had, even with the injuries.
That's a good question. Um, I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
everyone's records right now, but do you see three teams making the playoffs in the NFC West?
I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
absolutely.
what. If the rules this year were last year, the answer would be yes.
Oh,
Because if you
easily,
look at the
yeah.
records, last year we were the only division where everybody had a winning record, right? Last year, I don't think no other division had a winning record. So last year, with these rules this year implemented with the new format expanded to 7 teams, last year we would have had 3 teams make it. So yeah, it's very possible that we can have 3 teams make the playoffs.
It's crazy that
the
Alan
difference
said.
maker is going to be.
It's crazy that Alan says that right now there's three. The three are and I know he's referring to the Cardinals, Rams, and Seahawks. But for us to lose all the players that we've lost to COVID and injuries, and just to be one game behind the Cardinals is crazy. I love it. If we got to continue to win, that's why. Real quick, I just want to throw this in there. A lot of Niner fans were talking about, tanking the season, and we're not going to make it far if we do make the playoffs, and blah blah blah, talking about draft picks. Let me tell you, you play the season to win. Whatever happens after the season, you work it out, man. But I'm glad we beat the Rams. We're one game. Does it mean we're going to make the playoffs? No. Does it mean that we have a great chance? No. But we are a week closer of having that up, or we extended our opportunity to make the playoffs by winning the Rams. If we would have lost, I think if we would have lost, we definitely would have been out and done for the year. But we extended that for another week. Now let's go and beat the Bills and so forth, 1 week at a time. But I love the direction that we're going. We're getting a lot of players back. Hopefully, we'll get Jimmy back. And man, I'm telling you, the way the defense is playing, I know I'm not going to talk too much about Robert Saleh tonight, but we definitely got to do a show and talk about Robert Saleh, whether you guys like him or not. I know a lot of you guys have your own thoughts about Robert Saleh. The guy has been coaching his ass off. Excuse my language. With that defense, having big players out, and still, what I think we are, the top 5 defense right now. We're playing like a top 5 defense.
I mean,
that's kudos to him.
I mean, the criticism that came with him from last year, and even on the show with not adjusting well, the man has got these guys to perform at a high level. So
his adjustments are the only downside to him. That is his immediate adjustments on the fly. He prepares the defense well. Although I like his adjustments against the Rams, they were he's getting better, man. So
speaking of Robert Saleh, do you think that he's going to finally get a head coaching job after this year?
I really believe so. I think that the one of the places he might go to will be the Lions. It's a good chance for him to go. Well, whether he goes to the Lions or not, but if he does go, I don't want him to go because I do like him as a defensive coordinator. But what I do like is the league came out with the new rules that if we lose a minority position coach and he gets a head coach somewhere, we will get a 3rd round pick for him. So we lose him, we get a 3rd round pick. So that's nice. I mean, because if they didn't pull in if the league didn't put that in there, we still would have lost him and got nothing in return. At least we get a 3rd round pick for him. But I think if him and Eric the Enemy don't get a head coaching job, I'm going to be pretty pissed off. Especially Eric the Enemy. That guy's good.
My predictions is Robert Saleh will be the new head coach for the New York Jets. That will be my prediction.
Why you want to punish him? Who wants to go to that? Who wants to go to that organization? I mean, the Lions is bad too, but the Jets, really?
Lions are bad too. Yeah, Jets.
Jets are worse.
I think Adam Gase is on his way out. I don't think Doug Maroon is going anywhere for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that organization has failed as far as with the GM. So I do think that he will stay put. The other spot is the Atlanta Falcons. That's another spot he could land to.
Now that I like, I would like for him to go there.
That would be interesting.
That would be ironic.
I think Atlanta would be a good fit.
That we get Atlanta's old OC with Kyle Shanahan as our coach. And then is Quinn picked up yet, or is he still waiting for a job?
He's still
so wouldn't it be ironic if
he's-
we got Quinn as our defensive coach and then they get Robert Saleh as their head coach? Wouldn't that be ironic?
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Definitely, I like.
Hey, it's possible.
Dan Quinn. Yeah,
Dan Quinn is a defensive guy. Sherman knows him. I mean, Dan Quinn would probably be your best candidate.
We already run the defense that he likes to run. So
you think you think that I'm sure we're thinking like that, don't you think that Shanahan and Lynch mob will also consider this man? If Saleh's on the way out?
I'm pretty sure they talked already because he's not hired it with anybody. So I'm pretty sure Lynch has conversation with him. You know what I would like to see though, Eric the Enemy. I would like to see him to go to Detroit and see what he can do and salvage the career of their quarterback over there. I think their quarterback's underrated. I like him a lot. He just hasn't had that, really good coaching over there. So I would like to see what Eric the Enemy can do in Detroit. I think that'll be a good fit for him. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? I know it's not a Niner thing, but I'm just curious.
I think Dallas sucks. That's my opinion. That's my answer. Go ahead, E-Man.
Go ahead, E-Man.
You can't follow that up. That was pretty good.
That one's hard to follow up. Just say Dallas sucks too, E-Man. Agree with that as well.
Dallas sucks.
There you go. Answer.
I think the whole panel on this show, even our Rams friend who's tuning in, I think he agrees that Dallas sucks.
No, Nate, I don't want Matt Patricia. He's Boston.
Did he say that? No, he did not say that.
He said Boston. He wants a Boston defensive lineman.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense coming from him.
That somebody hacked him.
Yeah, that makes no sense. He's willing to kill babies in Boston, but he wants to bring in Matt Breida as a defensive coordinator. Give me a break.
Let me ask you guys this: if Saleh does go, and we get the next man up with defensive coach, do you think? I mean, it's a little too early to tell because we're still in the season, but do you think that it's going to change the dynamic of this team in terms of the way we approach the draft? Like Dan Quinn, when he was with that little team in Washington, it seems like they built that Legion of Boom, as they called it, from, I don't know if they built it from the back to the line or from the line to the back, but they definitely had a formidable, secondary and that defense. So that's what I'm wondering. I would love to see how he would approach, would he go with him being a defensive guy, what position would he value the most? Because it seems like secondary is a strong suit for him too, and how he gets those guys, playing like a roll-up machine behind a and that's what I would like about Dan Quinn, because he comes in with that secondary, which I feel like we're going to need a lot of help of next year. And that's one reason why I'm high on him.
We talked about it coming into this year that the secondary was going to be the weak point, and
right.
And Lynch and Shanahan were really criticized for not addressing anything over the offseason or in the draft with the secondary. Even I was one to say that because of the uncertainty. And here it is, and eating our words. That's actually our strongest spot right now is our secondary, even with all these injuries. And like I said before, the only way that our pass rush is going to be existent is if we can cover for longer than we need to, and we've been able to do that, making some of our pass rushers look better than they are because our secondary is playing that great.
Well, I was looking at it from, I wasn't sure who what the contract statuses were with secondaries because I'm aware that I heard we got some people due next season from the secondary that we might have to make some changes. So I wasn't sure of like who's staying, who's going based on contract, what we have in the cap and all that stuff. So that's why I was bringing up secondary. And I mean, just in general, Quinn is a good defensive minded guy. So I would be intrigued with that option personally.
Yeah. Only thing, I mean, from what I've observed with Dan Quinn in his time in Seattle and the Legion of Boom and whatnot was and this is going forward even after they left, was a lot of holding and PEDs were involved in that Legion of Boom. I mean, the players that came out of that Legion of Boom, the only player that we're still talking about is Richard Sherman. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts on that.
Man, did we already come up over an hour? We had this show lit, man. It's been an hour already.
Yes, sir. I was just about to shut it down. Yeah, 'cause I definitely want to keep it in an hour and give the fans more to want to come back on Friday and see more, man. So we are definitely past an hour, man. This night tonight it was fun. Every night, every show has been fun, but this show has been an extra fun tonight for all of us. I'm pretty much safe to say that. I appreciate all the viewers, everyone watching tonight, man, being part of the Niner Sickness podcast. As you guys know, we are here every Monday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, every Friday Pacific Standard Time, and we're always representing the red and gold. Continue to share, continue to like, and follow us on YouTube. We're going to be giving a big announcement on Friday. Make sure you tune in on Friday, this Friday, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Niner Sickness crew is going to be giving up a big announcement. So make sure you follow us on YouTube under Niner Sickness Podcast. We appreciate each and every one of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening and the rest of the week. And let's prepare for the Bills, and we'll talk about the Bills on Friday. Before I call it a night, is there anything you want to say, Eric? And then I'll give it to Mike.
Yeah, just definitely going to be a great week. The only thing that sucks about this week is we got to wait until Monday to watch some more 49er football. But definitely looking forward to the Bills game, and to our fans, our viewers. Appreciate you tuning in. We wouldn't have the show without you.
Absolutely. How about you, Mike?
I try to end the show on a positive note, so I hope everybody much love, be safe out there, and have a lot of love for your fellow neighbors. And with that being said, I want to show some fellow love to my fellow neighbors. I'm gonna show you how much I love to hate you, Dallas Cowboys. You're grotesque, you're despicable, you're dismal, you're cretinous, you're despicable, you're everything that's bad. So you suck, you're garbage, and that's my love for my neighbor.
That's right. And one thing we can say for sure that me, you, and all Niner fans and Ram fans can agree. We all agree that the Cowboys suck. With that said, good night, everyone. Again, welcome all the new viewers that came in tonight. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys on Friday at 7 p.m. for the great announcement, and we'll also be talking about the Buffalo Bills. Until Friday, we are out. Peace.
10, 9, 8, 7,